Well, he's always been this way. I mean, I guess. I mean,
But he was a tough kid, right?
he was a brat.
Yeah,
well,
that's what I mean. I don't mean tough at all.
They sent him
I mean
off to
a brat,
reform school.
temper tantrums,
I
whatever.
drove him around New York City to try to get him into college. He ended up in Fordham. I got him in somehow. Before I had any real Catholic roots.
Right.
But I didn't get him in, but I know he didn't get into college. And he went to Fordham for 1 year, and then he got into University of Pennsylvania. I guess he had somebody to take the exams.
No way.
And
he had somebody take his entrance exams?
SATs or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. You're kidding.
That's what I believe. I even remember the name.
Oh, man.
But then he,
I mean, not that I'm shocked.
But now when he does stories, he never mentions Fordham.
Of course not.
Oh, my God.
No, he went to the Wharton School, which also isn't true. He didn't go. He went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Went to University of Pennsylvania.
And took a couple of classes, I guess, at Wharton.
Oh, that's insane. That's him. This goddamn tweet and the lie. Oh my God, I'm talking too freely, but it is the change of stories, the lack of preparation, the lying. Holy. But he's appealing to the base, what they're doing with the kids at the border. I mean,
if you want a snapshot into how this race is going for Trump, this now makes two prominent family members in the last month who the nation now knows have nothing good to say about Donald Trump. This is Marianne Trump Barry, Donald Trump's own sister, who'd been recorded while speaking with Trump's niece, Mary, who recently came out with a book also slamming Donald. And bear in mind, these are the people most inclined to protect him, so that should speak volumes about who Trump actually is. We find out that Trump did indeed pay someone else to take the SATs for him, and that the source of that information was Marianne herself. And look, this is something we could have figured out on our own. The fact that Trump got so excited he was able to pass a dementia test is pretty much all the proof you need that he never actually passed the SATs. Sorry, but you don't get a good enough score on your SATs to get you into University of Pennsylvania, but also brag to the entire nation that you were able to correctly identify an elephant on a cognitive test. What this shows is that we have yet another example of how Donald Trump lied and cheated his way through life. He spent years bragging about having gone to Wharton Business School, but he didn't even take the entrance exam. And then his father, who was friends with a Penn admissions officer, asked that friend to interview his son for admission. And then suddenly, he was accepted. I'm not saying that Donald Trump didn't deserve it, but yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. But most telling is Marianne's condemnation of Trump's immigration policy at the border. And the reason she brought this up is that Trump himself invoked her name while this was going on. He went on to Fox News and said, quote, "Maybe I'll have to put her at the border," as if Marianne would help her brother in his quest to separate kids from their parents. It doesn't seem like she was too keen on helping. She even admits that everything Trump does is to appeal to his base. He doesn't do what's best for the country, he only focuses on his own supporters because his whole philosophy on governing is to reward loyalty and punish criticism. Which is why when hurricanes hit red states, Trump swoops in like a white knight to give them everything they need. But when a hurricane hits a place like Puerto Rico, where he's got little support and a place that holds no electoral significance, well, here are a few paper towels. Even days ago, Trump threatened to withhold disaster assistance to California as the state deals with yet another devastating spate of wildfires. Why? Because there's no political upside for Trump in the state of California. Because again, it's not governing in the best interest of the American people, it's about how to wield power in service of his own political interests. She even brings up the hypocrisy of those people who make up his base, people who call themselves religious, actually supporting this president despite policies that run so blatantly counter to Christianity. I'm not religious myself, but I'm pretty sure the Bible doesn't condone locking kids in cages and separating them from their parents while they're trying to seek a better life. I'm pretty sure it doesn't suggest giving the ultra-wealthy tax cuts while giving the poor nothing. Pretty sure cutting funding for hungry, low-income seniors and veterans and children isn't in the Old Testament, and I'm pretty sure ripping healthcare away from 20 million people isn't exactly what Jesus was preaching. In fact, I'm just about positive that the Bible has a pretty obvious warning about false prophets too. So I'm sure we'll get another incensed 2 a.m. tweet from Donald Trump claiming to have never met Marianne, but the fact is that if even his own sister can attest to the fact that her brother is a depraved, phony, pandering, and cruel individual, we should probably take her word for it. While you're here, please subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deeper dive into the week's biggest stories and interview major players in the world of politics, like Kamala Harris, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, Eric Swalwell, and many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.